Hey y'all, it's Danielle from Black Business Boom and Black Owned Nashville, and we are live with lovely Gatlin, and we're just going to be talking about the importance of us investing in Black owned businesses, but and spending with Black owned businesses. So I'm excited to have Lovely here with me to have this conversation today. She is a serial entrepreneur doing amazing things here in the area and just the epitome of what it means to pour back into the community and help pull up other Black business owners along the journey. So excited to
Absolutely.
have you today. How are you, Lovely?
I am doing great despite this heat wave. I don't know about y'all, but it is hot.
Yeah, I just told Lovely before we got on live, this is a struggle. These allergies plus this heat, it is a struggle.
The
But
struggle
we
is
making it
real.
happen.
Yes.
Well, let's jump into it. So, you've been an entrepreneur for some time now, and I know we hear a lot of talk around how people within the Black community don't support Black owned businesses. And that's one of the reasons why the Black dollar only circulates for 6 hours, an estimated six
Right.
hours in our community before leaving. So, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I try to, lean on the side of a growth mindset versus a fix. So I'm not going to talk about the issues. What I want to talk about is the opportunities. If
Okay.
the black dollar is only circulating for 6 hours, then what that means is it's not enough black merchants in other industries that we could be tapping into. It's not
Mm.
enough car dealerships owned by black people. It's not enough banks. It's not enough coffee shops. You got to think of what do you do with your dollar every day and where do that dollar go? And if, not enough of where your money go is black owned, then now it's time to become more conscious about where we're spending our dollar and seeing, hey, maybe there is an opportunity, for either myself to invest or maybe support somebody else in investing in other industries, because that's what it's all about. I'm not a serial entrepreneur on accident. I see an opportunity, I feel a need, and hopefully it's contributing to extending the dollar circulation in the Black community.
Absolutely. It sounds to me, and what I truly believe is there's a mindset shift that needs to happen on both ends, both on the consumer end and understanding the importance of investing and spending with Black owned businesses, but then also on the business owner side. And how do we look at our business opportunities different? How do we expand into different industries? How do we create scalable brands and businesses as well? So, how do we start to tap into that mindset and help people to make that shift?
Well, I might say something that is, not popular, but I'm just going to say it. In some ways, we do need to adopt some conservative mindsets as to how we look at business and opportunity, not politics, business and opportunity. And one of those ways is it's okay to venture into a business opportunity because of the financial potential. That is okay. Because hopefully, if you're smart enough, you do have a business venture that fuels your passion projects, right? So you don't have to be passionate about something in order for it to make a ton of money for you. You just have to be business savvy and conservative in some approaches to how you do business. And that is okay. Money is okay. I promise you it is. It is not the devil. It is not bad people, is not the only people with good money. It's just it's all in your focus, your purpose. What is it that you're going after and why? And if you're going after money for a good cause, that is okay. And I think removing that stigma that comes with, going after something for the sake of financial, backing, is one of the things we need to do and have a conversation about.
I love it, Lovely. I absolutely agree. Many of us are starting businesses because of that passion or because
Mhm.
of inspiration from something that happened to a loved one or, something like that. versus truly looking at laying out how what the revenue model is, what's the business model, how profitable can this be. When I teach folks about doing their business plan, the first thing we teach is a feasibility analysis. Can this make money? Like, is this a real business? Can we actually
Right.
make money? How do you make money? How much money? What are the costs? And many times we stay away from doing, we don't do as much of the planning as we should, and that's one of the reasons why we jump into business and we ain't making money. And there's nothing cute
Yes.
about that. Like, the struggle, it does
Nothing.
not have to be real. Like, if we glorify this struggle and this hustle mindset, where really we could be working smarter and not working as hard, but that
Right.
takes planning in order and preparation to get there. And so I love that we've had several conversations around business planning.
Mhm.
And you and Calvin have talked about how you sat down and wrote out the business plan. And just so have somebody said they love my shirt. It just so happened I didn't even mean for this to be the topic in the shirt to say I only mind the business that pays me. But shout
Love
out
it.
to
Right. I
Ari.
mean, you know what? If there was a title for today's, you know, you know,
Live.
session today
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of supporting Black owned businesses, it would be that I only mind the businesses that pays me. And the
Yeah.
truth is, you are doing not just yourself, but your community a justice by doing that. It is okay to be savvy when it comes to business. It
It
is not
is.
a clout chasing contest. It is literally about, can I pay my bills at the end of the month? Can I live up to my obligations? And it is okay to say no to stuff that won't allow you to do so and say yes to things that will. It doesn't make you any more or less Black by being more conscious about what is going to make or break the betterment of your future. Because the better
Yes.
you are, honestly, the better we all are as a community. And we could just talk about this weekend, with, you know, Women Who Rock Nashville. It was some incredibly humbling people, in our midst that have overcome some amazing things. So imagine if we didn't have those way pavers to show us the way, we're probably still, dealing with the same issues we were dealing with 100, 200 years ago. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to take those to stand up, stand out, and do a new thing in order for us to see, hey, it's not so bad over here. A
Mm-hmm.
good book to, recommend for that is Who Moved My Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you read that book, Danielle, but I make, whenever my kids do something I don't like, I'm not going to spank you. Go read Who Moved My Cheese, so we can see what type of person you are or going to be. And it's all about, we get used to or conditioned to getting, our money from one way only. But then when that way dry up, do we continue to go there hoping it's going to come back? Or are we savvy enough to go and venture out further into the maze to get what it is that we want? And, because by just going back to the same thing, we could die. But by going out further and trying new things, we can thrive and have so much that we can then give to those who, is still needing
Yes.
help. That's what it's about.
Yes, and I tell you one thing, Lamar Tyler of the Traffic Sales and Profits community,
Mm,
he talks about this all the time. That imagine the impact you can make if you were actually making some money. And so many times we're like trying to make this impact, trying to help people and not making no money. And I was in that boat for probably a good 2 years where I was working hard trying to help the Black community, still having to work my 9 to 5, not making hardly any money from my business because I was so caught up on trying to help folks. Now I'm helping even more people now that I'm in a position where I can leave that job because I'm making money, and now I can spend more time pouring into my
right.
community. And so we really do have to, again, shift that mindset around money and around planning for our business to be profitable. And we're skipping steps many times, when we are going into business, and then we're trying to figure out why we aren't profitable and why we are still having to work this 9 to 5. So
Exactly.
lovely. I know you are a big proponent of planning for your business. So
Yes.
for the folks that are tuned in that are like, I really need to take a step back and I need to kind of figure some things out and really do some planning for my business. Can you give them some tips on doing that? Because again, we have to build sustainable businesses if we truly want to see our community start to thrive. So, what tips can you give folks on doing that?
You know what? First, it comes with just humbling yourself and realizing you don't know everything. And that's one thing me and Calvin, our catalyst for is always remaining humble in the process. Because when you do, you won't have to ask for help. People will see your need and offer it. So that's step number one. Step number two is being receptive to criticism. I believe nobody is above reproach. I don't care how successful you are, how amazing people may say you are, no one's perfect. And when you realize that neither are you, then you can put yourself in a position where people can show you those imperfections or those areas of opportunity for you to grow. A lot of times people think I just got to start over, right? It's not working. I got to start over. But listen, it is not, that dramatic. You may not have to completely start over. It just may be something as simple as adopting one or two, new things to implement that may be what breaks it wide open for you. So I don't want you to assume that you have to stop doing business or start over. It just means, changing your mindset about what you know versus what you don't know, being receptive to the change, and then making little small changes that will over time add up to whatever your ultimate goal is. I don't want anybody sitting here to be looking at me like I got it all together, because the truth is I still got to go to work every day. I may not have to be here all day, but if I'm going to mind the business that pays me, I have to be active in it. So I am constantly learning, constantly reinventing. You can ask Danielle how many times I touch bases with her. Hey girl, I'm trying to do this. What's the best
Yeah.
way to get it out?
Not only that,
Love
lovely,
approach.
we both have been in a position where we've taken a step back and gone through
Yeah.
programs to be able to help us with our growth. Shout out to Corner,
Yes.
NDIC, the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. There's so many opportunities here in Nashville. I was doing an application earlier this week, and it asked me what makes Nashville one of the best places in the world to start a business. And the level of support in programming alone makes
Yes.
it one of the best places. I mean, I come from Chicago, a big city. You would think like, okay, there's plenty of opportunity there. The love I've been shown and the programming I've been able to get access to here and find scholarships for and get for a little bit of nothing. A corner is $140 for 10 weeks of programming. We have to again humble ourselves and realize maybe I need to take a step back. Maybe I need to learn some more. The things that
Yes.
I invest the time in my growth as a professional, as a business owner, so that I can then invest in others and invest in my community. And so I'm always proud of folks for like taking the time to really
Yes.
go through these programs. And I would love to hear just a little bit about your experience with Corner to Corner and the program.
Well, first of all, I was on the wait list, y'all. It ain't like I just bam got into the program. I mean, they are highly sought after. So I have actually been on the wait list since 2019.
Oh my God.
And
Girl, you should have
right.
told me. I'd have got you in there.
You know what though? So many things was changing,
No,
and I
I
believe
agree.
everything is with timing. But you know how
Yeah.
many people said, girl, I would have got you in.
Yeah. We'd have
Everything
made
happens
that
when it's
happen.
supposed to. But yo, let me tell y'all, when they called me and said, hey, we got a spot for you, I just jumped on it. And the thing is, a lot of people was like, well, why are you doing corner to corner? You're already, quote unquote, a substantial, successful business owner. And it's like, if I just get 1% better in these 10 weeks, that's going to generate into an enormous and opportunities that I would not have been afforded had I not humbled myself and went through the program. And I'm going to tell y'all, every single week I got something more out of it that made me an even better entrepreneur. Now, I did not know how to pitch my business, Danielle, and I'm a broadcast journalist. I can speak a script all day long, but when it comes to you getting in front of people and sharing your passion from the heart about what it is you do, who you are, and your
It's
future
hard.
goals, that takes courage, it takes skill, and it takes practice. And I am so grateful to Corner to Corner because they gave me that. Now, if you tell me to pitch my business in 60 seconds or less, I got
Yeah.
that, and I couldn't have had that without Corner to Corner. So I am grateful for programs like that. And I'm so glad you brought them up because they are still blessing me even after graduating. And the perks is actually more of being an alumni than actually going through the program.
Oh, for
So it's
sure.
like,
For sure. And
yes.
again, I mean, I have spent a lot of time, I've gone through Corner to Corner, been a facilitator with them. I've gone through pre-flight at the EC. I've gone through the EO Catalyst program, the SBA Emerging Leaders
Mm-hmm.
program, programming at NBIC. I spent like none of my success was on accident.
None of
I
it.
invested the time that it took for me to learn the things that I needed to learn to put the strategies in place to be successful. And I'm still only mildly, very mildly successful in my opinion.
Right.
But there's money coming in. And there
Right.
wasn't before I invested that time in myself. So
And
I think
listen,
that
guys, take notes to this stuff. I am so glad finally, after 1 year being in business, Danielle, we have qualified to be in, the EC Catalyst program. Like when
yeah.
I remember it said that you had to have a minimum of like 250,000 a year in revenue. And I was like, whoa, right? Because I'm thinking, oh, I hit six figures, I'm good. But I have to do two times, actually almost three times what I was doing. And it was so far-fetched. And in 1 year, we hit that. And it's like very scary, but it's like, wow. Now, if I can do that, imagine once I get into the program, what that's really going to set me up for. And
Oh
guys,
yeah.
that's what it's about when it comes to supporting Black owned business. We make up about 30% of Metro Nashville. We're not just talking about the city of Nashville. We're talking about this entire, Davidson County and the outskirts area. 30%. Yo,
That's
it's
huge.
enough of us.
Oh yeah.
Enough
And
of
it's
us to
so
make a
funny because when
difference.
I tell people that, black people making moves has 33,000 members, they're like, it's 33,000 black people in this area. And I'm like, yes, we are here. And so it's
Yes.
all about showing up for each other, making sure that we have access to the information, that we're pulling folks up and pulling them
Mm-hmm.
along our journey and helping them along their journey. It's so important that we're pouring into each other. And so
Yes.
I'm super excited to have you all again on my industry experts team to be able to have these conversations. But
Thank
I
you.
also want to make sure that it was important to me with my industry expert team that we were also promoting your businesses and letting folks know how to support, because again, we can be creating millionaires by just supporting each other.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's make sure that we are supporting Southern Flair. Lovely, tell us exactly how we can find you all and support your business.
Yes, well, I'm going to go through all that because I do need your help. But if you want to know where to find us, we are Southern Flair. We are the only cigar lounge in Smyrna, Tennessee. Very proud of that. Black owned and operated. We're located on 98 North Lowry Street. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is Southern Flair Cigars. Now, there's one thing that we're implementing every Tuesday night, and it is a business after hours social. So if you are a business owner or you're aspiring or you just want to mingle, within the professional community in Rutherford and Davidson County, then I invite you all to come every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Great music, great cigars, and just a great atmosphere to just get to know the who's who. And I'm going to tell you humbly, there is some amazing people that come out every Tuesday. I'm not going to start naming brands because I don't want to hold anybody, accountable, but we're talking about professional athletes, attorneys, politicians. I mean, we're just humbled with the circle of influence God has blessed us with. And so we encourage everyone to come. We do ask that you actually bring your business cards. That way it is worth your while to learn how to pitch your own business, and let's make some relationships happen. Also, every Thursday is jazz night. I really want to make that a big thing. We do have, a pretty consistent crowd, but it would be amazing if we can blow that up. There are only local artists that we work with here in Nashville. And so I do ask you guys to come, not necessarily to support us, but to support them. It is a beautiful thing to have live music right in front of you. And we have that every Thursday night. We also have spoken word. So it's just a really, jazzy, relaxing, evening, and it's amazing. So we do actually for you guys to come out and support. And lastly, in celebration of Juneteenth, we are having a sale on all of our Black-owned cigar lines of 20% off. So all of our Black-owned cigar lines, you get 20% off all weekend long, and celebrating our Black-owned cigar lines here in Southern Flair.
I love it. That was fantastic. I'm gonna cut that out and make that a little commercial. That was
Yes,
good.
thank you.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me, lovely. It was a great conversation. I truly enjoyed chatting with you today. We'll see you in Calvin again next month, and I'll see you
Yes.
all probably the Tuesday after next. I'll be out of
Okay.
town next Tuesday, but I'm coming through with my business card.
Well, we would love to have you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.